Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited that you joined me today, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to be making. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. The project I'm working on today is going to be another straw-bler. And I've already taken the bottom of it out, and I have measured the depth of how deep it is from the edge of the bottom down to the base of the inside part of that cup, and I've marked that on my ruler in orange, and I'm going to measure down onto the tumbler, and then I'm going to mark the tumbler just above where that mark is on the ruler, so that there's a little bit of difference there, and that way I can clear the bottom of the tumbler without drilling into that and still have my wire down low enough so that it will not interfere when I put the bottom back onto the tumbler. And I'll be able to explain that better here in a minute. So I'm using this drill bit. I'm not sure what size it is. It's not the smallest one that I have, but it's the one that, and I looked to see if there was a size on it and I couldn't find one, but it's the size that will allow the lights to slide through the hole. And I'm going slowly to start with to get an indentation onto the cup. And then once I have that indentation, I am standing up and putting pressure onto the drill down into the cup. And there I have my hole. And it took a lot longer than this. I've just tried to speed this up for time's sake. And there's just a little bit of metal left in there from the drill going through, so that's cleaned off now. And you can see the the hole where the drill came through, and it is above the base of the cup, but it's low enough to where when I screw that bottom back on, that my wires will not touch and it won't cut into the wires. So I want to show you where I got the light kits that I use. I found these jars at Michael, and they were on clearance, and they already had these light kits in them. And I'm just taking the light kit out of the jar. You can purchase these online. I have found them, but they come on a slow boat from China. So it takes about 30 days to get this type of light into the United States. So they say. Anyways, you can use the other ones that you can get on Amazon. I have purchased some of those also and tried it. And it fits into the base of the straw-bler just fine. So I will be doing my next cup with one of those so I can show you how I added lights using that type of light kit. So I'm just feeding my wire through, and I grounded the edges with my Dremel from that base so that it would fit down into the cup here, and when I screw the bottom back on, it will clear it. And I had to make it smaller so that I could get them back together. And I will use hot glue, and I will glue this light kit to the inside base of the tumbler. And then I will see right here, I've already got the glue in there, and I'm just holding it into place and getting it lined up so that I can see how to glue my wire. and I'm putting just a little bit of hot glue into that hole. One, to plug the hole up, and two, to keep that wire in place until I get it resined. Just making sure that the hole is filled, and then I'm just going to wrap my wires around it. And as I wrap my wire, I'm making sure that I turn it so that the light, the LED light, is showing outward, because there is a front and back to those. So I made sure they were all turned out, and then I'm just hot gluing it into place right here. And then I'll go back and I will put hot glue at each side of the LED lights to hold it right there without it moving. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And now I'm going to work on the base of the cup. And it comes with that straw built in. That's why it's called the strawbler. It's like a storage case for the straw itself. But in order for it to work with the light kit, you have to remove the storage compartment that holds the straw. So I'm just going to put the cutter bit onto my Dremel, and I'm just going to basically cut that out. And to keep my Dremel cool and to keep that bit cool, I add a little bit of water every now and then just to make sure that it doesn't get too hot. And I've got that cleaned up now, and I'm ready to put my first layer of resin onto this cup. And I am using Resin, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. It is a UV art resin, and I like to use it on my tumblers because it does have a high temp tolerance, and because it is low bubble and or no bubble in most cases. Every once in a while I have bubbles when I apply it to the cup just from my glove moving it around, but it also cures faster than most resins. It's not the quick set, but it still sets pretty quickly. And I'm using this, it's called Emerald. It's a green and gold glitter mix that I got from Walmart's, and I'm sprinkling it over the cup. I want to be careful to get it on the wires and onto the tumbler surface, but not onto the lights. I will add a little bit of glitter later over those lights because I want it to shine through like it's branches. But this is a very fine glitter, and I'm starting out with this, but I'm also going to add some chunky, and it's more of a shredded type glitter than it is just chunks of a certain shape. And I'm going to add that over the top of the fine glitter, and especially those wires, because I want it to get that branch look to it. I want to get it where it looks when you're looking at a Christmas tree, how the needles stick out. And I want that look, but I don't want it to be where I have to sand this cup. So I'm pressing it down into the wet resin as I go. And again, I have avoided the lights at this point. And then I let it turn overnight, and I took it and I added a clear coat of matte spray sealer because I wanted to make sure that all of that chunky glitter was adhered to the cup so that when I start adding this layer of resin, I wouldn't be wiping it off. And I'm moving very carefully. I'm barely touching the cup. I want to make sure that I get everything covered up. And I'm not too worried about it having some texture because I am going to have some other elements that I add that's going to make this 3D. So it will have a texture to it anyway, but I do want to make sure that all that glitter is firmly adhered to the cup and that I get the look and the design that I'm after. So it has rolled overnight and it is ready now for the next stage. And actually I did do another coat. So it rode actually 24 hours. So I have these adorable little gnomes that I purchased, and I think they are just absolutely adorable. And I want to put them around the cup, and I want it to look as if they are peeking out of the branches. So they actually live in this tree. So I used the white water slide paper, and it is a lot harder. I got this from Amazon, and it's a lot harder to remove from the carrier paper than regular water slide. So, but you just have to let it soak long enough and it will finally move. So this little guy is so cute with his little blue hat. And I'm going to do it one at the top, one at the bottom, one at the top, one at the bottom. So, and alternating them. And then I want to come back and add glitter all around them so that it's kind of fuzzy where they're peeking out, and get that look like they're inside the tree or inside the branches. So got them on here now. Just trying to make sure they're straight and make sure there's no water underneath them. And then I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. And now I'm ready to add the glitter that's around them. What I'm going to do is use the liquid diamonds, and I'm putting a little bit on the little ball of his hat, and I'm using that white glitter from Spin It, which I got at Michael's, and I want the lights to be on so I can make sure that I don't cover up any of the lights, because I place these gnomes in between the lights, but I will have to get close to some of them to actually do the glitter on them. So what I'm using now is a silicone tip brush, and I'm just putting the liquid diamonds around the edges, and I started out with just using the fine emerald, but I wanted it to look more fuzzy, like little needles sticking out. So I went back around there and I did the chunky glitter as well around each of the gnomes. And I also made sure that all of the wires were covered right up to the lights, and some of the lights have a little bit of glitter over them too. And now what I'm doing is I have taken some flat back acrylic rhinestones, and I have painted them silver, gold, blue, and red. And I have 3 different sizes. I have a large, a medium, and a small. And I'm just going to randomly glue these with the liquid diamonds all over the cup. You see a couple of them right there. And these are going to be the Christmas balls that are on the cup. And again, I'm using the liquid diamonds to do that as well. This is a fast drying clear glue. I like working with it because it just takes a couple of seconds and whatever you're gluing is adhered. It's not like super glue. You won't glue your fingers together. So it's as good as super glue, but not as dangerous as super glue. I have been known to glue myself together before. We're just placing them randomly, and I'm trying to kind of spread the colors out. And then once I get all these on here, I'm going to add my next layer of resin, and I actually added 2 layers of resin to make sure that they were completely covered. And I'm going to let this spin overnight and then bring you back and show you the finished product. And here it is, all finished. And I love the way it has that branchy look, or the needle look to it. You can see around the little gnome how it looks like he is peeking out among the branches. And you can see where I also added some fingernail tape, decorative tape, and somehow or other it wasn't on any of my videos. I don't know how, but anyways, it's there. You can see it. It's very thin, but it has the same colors that I use on the cup. So I think it just added a little bit of more pizzazz. And I love these gnomies. They're so cute. And they're perfect for a Christmas tree cup. The branch there is coming across his hat. And he is looking out to see what's going on. The straw does come with this cup. And here it is with the lights on. You can see how that resin, the lights reflect, and they look even bigger than what the LED lights actually are. But they're so cute. And here's the bottom of it where you can turn it off and on. I love the gnomes. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click like and share. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. I love to hear your feedback. And all of those things helps my channel grow. And I am blessed that you would take the time to look at my videos, comment, like them, share them. And I want to thank you for that. And this little fella will be going into my Etsy store. The other one that I uploaded sold right away. So I have a feeling that this one won't be around long either. But all the information to my Etsy store, my Facebook page, Instagram, my email address, all that is below in the box as well. The description box, and I'll also leave everything that I used on this cup. And I want to thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Bye bye for now.